कैसेट ఏమని చెప్పండి బొట్టు పెట్టారు బొట్టు చూస్తుంటారు ఏమో నామం పెట్టాం శిష్యులు నామం పెడతట్టున్నారు ఎందుకంటే పెద్ద నామం పెట్టాం ఏం కాదని ఎవరు మీది ఊరెవరు ఎక్కడో కర్ణాటక ఇద్దరు స్లో స్లో coordinator of Navodaya Leadership Institute Training Institute, teachers and coordinators. The Vice Principal of the school, sir, Dr. Kashila. Office. History department. The pre-education, sir. Everything is free. Everything. Hair cutting, medical CBSE one. Application registration examination. Only this school only. Doctor settlers. రంగారెడ్డిలో చాలా మంది సెటిలర్స్ ఉన్నారు అంటే వాళ్ళు అర్బన్ ఏరియాకి ఇక్కడ సెటిలర్స్ కుక్కట్పల్లి వీళ్ళంతా కూడా సెటిలర్స్ ఉన్నారు సార్ ఒక 25% majority 75% residing. Parents, వాళ్ళ పేరెంట్స్
గార్డియన్ కానీ
ఇక్కడ చూపించుంటారు
అంటే థర్డ్ ఫోర్త్ ఫిఫ్త్ చదువుకుంటారు.
If any child studies 5th class, sir, from this district,
ఇంకా కష్టం.
he may come from any part of India, but studies here 5th class,
At the time of
he may be eligible for entrance examination.
5th class.
Yes, 5th
At
class.
least one class, fifth class. Other classes she can study.
రండి రావాలండి మీరండి
India, national symbol. National tree of India is banyan tree. National flower of India is lotus. It symbolizes spirituality. Tree of India is banyan tree. National song of India is composed by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee.
from where this tree?
Banyan tree.
place.
It's
Which place that is region?
in
No, I was saying this is a national tree.
yes sir.
That
This
photo
is
is coming from which place?
Which place?
English.
Not from your place.
Not-
If it is from your place, you can tell.
That is the problem. That is the expense.
It's about evolution of flag. How the flag is evolved. Yes, a flag. This is the crust, and in deep of the earth, the temperature is very high. It's about 4000 degrees Celsius. It's numismatics. It is a study of coins. Coins used in the period of British and the Gupta period, Western Kshatriya. And it's about round coins. So these are projects that we are. Different dimensions of India, Kansas of India. That's a poster. Music of India. Harmonies of India.
Music and dance, music and dance.
And sarees of India, Kanchipuram from Tamil Nadu, Dharmavitham.
Very bad. Another day, put your friend. Where from this area, I don't know.
Sushma sir. Right, you know audience. And this is a Kondapalli caste. Vegetables.
No, where Kodapalli?
Vijayawada.
This is a sequence chart of the Prime Minister. Sequence chart of Prime Minister.
We know who is he?
Charan Manmohan Singh President.
You can't tell.
I can
Artist.
Stone collections of stones of students and staff socials. Limestones, hematite from Bishapa Street Plant, basalt, and sedimentary rocks and gypsum from Jaisalmer. Collection from Jodhpur and Jaisalmer, and sand of third desert.
Limestone for what it is.
Buildings, tiles, cement. Paints Kondapalli tiles from Vijayawada. Folk travels here. Metal. Sir. Previous blood trash.
Projects of students.
So, this is the model of solving. So, firstly, it was introduced. Blue of Australia, yellow in Asia.
This is
Australia, sir.
hands.
Yeah.
Which symbol?
India. They are called Ipana in Uttarakhand. So it's a tiger reserve. Earlier it was so it's a responsibility to us to maintain the model for Vidyalaya, sir. Some comments and opportunities.
This museum is developed by Sridhar, Kiran, Sudarshan, Suresh, Shashinder, Lakshman, Umarjyoti, Sapna, Madhavi and Setati Pati of 11th Science and Commerce, guided by Abhinandan.
Good.
Selected member from Teachers Constituency of Rangareddy District, Mehboob Nagar, Hyderabad. And hearty welcome to Sri Ramarao, Principal JNV Bearer. Now I request the chief guest of the day, Dr. Sri Chetrapani Garu, to light the lamp. And I request our resident principal, Sri Ramon Reddy Garu, to accompany the chief guest. And I also request all other dignitaries of the day to accompany the chief guest. Thank you very much, sir. Asatoma Sanjamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityurma Amritangamaya. Let the darkness be pervaded by the lightning.
Guests of honor, special invitees, and everyone in this hall to kindly stand for the prayer song.
Wow.
and it's a very letter day in the history of our Vidyalaya that we have the most honorable chief guest of the day, Dr. Chakrapani Garu, chairperson of our Andhra Pradesh Legislative Council and member of Legislative Council, Sri P. Sundarreddy Garu and V. Ramarao Garu, Principal J.P. Medak, and the coordinator of NLI, our Sri Aziz Ahmad Saab, and a hearty welcome once again to all the chief guests, the guests of honor, special invitees, press persons, parents, and the security who have come with the chief guests. Thank you one and all, and welcome once again from the side of our Vidyalaya. And now I heartily welcome the principal of our Vidyalaya, Sri Damodar Reddy Garu, to give his welcome address. Sir, please.
Morning to all of you. Esteemed chief guest of today's function, Dr. A. Chakrapani Garu, Chairman AP Legislative Council. The guest of honors, P. Sudhakar Reddy Garu, MLC from Teachers Constituency of Mahbub Nagar, Rangareddy and Hyderabad districts. The Honorable Principal, JNV Medak, the Honorable Coordinator NLI, Muhammad Aziz Garu, distinguished guests, members from electronic media and press, and the students from neighboring Vidyalayas, that is campus school, and SOS, the learned members of the staff of this Vidyalaya, and my dear students of this Vidyalaya, and parents, I extend a warm welcome to you all on behalf of Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Rangareddy district. Now it's a matter of great honor and immense pleasure. We heartily welcome to today's chief guest, the esteemed chief guest of today's function, Dr. A. Chakrapani Garu, Chairman AP Legislative Council. Sir, I request you to kindly accept our Sir is a very good parliamentarian, well experienced parliamentarian. Now, it's a great pleasure for me to extend a warm welcome to P. Sudhakar Reddy Garu, MLC, from Teachers Constituency of Mahbubnagar, Hyderabad district. Sir, I want to welcome to you. It also gives me a great pleasure to welcome our Ramarao Garu, Principal JNV Medak. Sir, kindly accept our bouquet as a token of our respect. I also take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to Mr. Muhammad Aziz Ahmad, Coordinator, Navodaya Leadership Institute, a training institute of Navodaya Vidyalaya. Okay, now I feel a proud privilege to introduce today's chief guest and guest of honor to this august gathering. First, let me introduce today's chief guest, Sir Dr. Chakrapani Garu, presently the chairman of AP Legislative Council. Sir has done his master's degree in law and done his PhD in constitutional law from Osmania University. During his students' days in college, he was the president of Students' Union of Law College. And he has served the society in different capacities as president of Students' Union Law College, Osmania University, as Senate member, Osmania University, elected from the graduate constituency, Hyderabad, as member governing council of Sanskrit Vidyapith, Tirupati, as president, AP Backward Classes Federation, life member of St. John's Ambulance Organization AP, life member Red Cross Society of AP, President Mayura Kalamandal, a well-known literary and library organization in the state, closely associated with several cooperative organizations in the state, founded and organized a number of primary cooperative societies in AP meant for the benefit of weaker sections, SCs, STs and other economically backward sections. And Sir was nominated by the governor as member of AP Legislative Council in 1976 and 1985. And he was deputy chairman AP Legislative Council till the day the house was abolished. Earlier Sir was the chief whip of AP Legislative Council, and Sir also has served as chairman Privileges Assurance Petition and House Committees. And he has also involved in many social activities. He was a honorary president of the Damodaran Sanjeevaya Library Committee, promoted and assisted several libraries in AP, and conducted several programs for promotion of adult literacy and eradication of illiteracy, conducted several programs in coordination with NGOs for women's development and empowerment, and conducted training programs for educating the youth on the welfare schemes launched by the government of AP. Participated in a number of seminars, conferences and workshops, both at state and national level, chaired several sessions in different parts of the country on burning topics like national integration, secularism and reservations for OBCs. In journalism, he served as editor, Andhra Janata, a Telugu daily from Hyderabad, contributed several articles to newspapers on variety of issues. And Sir has many publications in his credit. And Sir published The Legal Profession and a Sincere Lawyer and Sonia Gandhi, Future of India, published in English in 2002 and reprinted in 2003 and translated into Hindi, Urdu, Telugu, Tamil, etc. And another book, Anti-Iraq Movement in AP, and process of amendments to the Indian Constitution, and and translation of several words from Telugu to English and vice versa. And he also written second chamber of legislature. You must a well-known research volume on the necessity of a second chamber of legislature. This volume is also comparative study of the parliamentary practices in different countries. It was dedicated to Srimati Sonia Gandhi at 10th Janpet, New Delhi, released by Sri Bhairan Singh Shekhawat, Vice President of India, on 7th December 2005 at the Parliament House. So sir is a very good parliamentarian, well experienced in the constitutional laws. Sir, we take this opportunity to extend once again a warm welcome to you, and we also express a sense of gratitude to you for having accepted our invitation to be the chief guest of this today's function. Next, let me introduce the guest of honors, Sri R. Sudhakar Reddy Garu, the MLC from Teachers Constituency of Mahbub Nagar, Rangareddy and Hyderabad districts. And P. Sudhakar Reddy Garu basically is a teacher. Sir hails from Oreti Koheda Mandal from Karimnagar district. He has done his schooling and college education at Karimnagar. And after completion of his bachelor's degree in mathematics, he joined in teaching profession in the year 1968 at Artillery Center in Civilian School. Later on, he joined in government service as school assistant in mathematics subject and served in many schools like Jatvi High School, Prodhutor, and Aliabad, Bedchal Mandal, Rangareddy district. And sir has done his B.Ed from B.Ed College, Mahbub Nagar, as a service candidate. And sir was an example of ideal teacher. He was a dedicated and sincere teacher during his service, and he was model to all his colleagues. And while teaching, apart from his teaching, he used to participate actively in organizing various activities like youth parliament, other CC activities in the schools. And he has having a lot of respect to the teaching profession. He was an active member of Union of PRTU and served in various capacities as a union member. And he has dedicated his selfless service to the teaching community to solve the problems of teaching community. In the capacity of union leader of teaching community, he visited many countries also to attend the conferences. In 1990, he visited Kuala Lumpur to attend Asian Pacific Region Conference on towards excellence in 21st century. And he also participated in SAARC Summit in 1991 held at Dhaka, Bangladesh. And in 2000, he participated in leadership training program held at Kuala Lumpur. And in 2003, he attended Asian Pacific Regional Education Conference held at Kaohsiung, Taiwan. In 2004, Sir attended World Teachers Conference held at Alegre, Brazil. And he has also visited England, France to study the functioning of teachers' unions. And presently, Sir is the MLC of Teachers Constituent of Mahbub Nagar, Rangareddy and Hyderabad district. Sir, your presence among us today is a great motivation to our teaching community. I take this privilege to introduce our Ramarao Garu, guest of honors, also one of the jury members of this program. Our Ramarao Garu present is the principal of JNV Medak district, and he has done his MA from Andhra University and did his MA from Anamala University and joined in teaching profession in 1983 as PGT Social Science in AP residential schools. Then he promoted as the principal of the same school in 1989. Then he joined in Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti as a principal in 1993. And his first posting was JNV Mahe, and he served there for about 4.5 years. Then he transferred to JNV Medak. His last many years he has been serving in Medak district, and he is one of the senior most principal of this Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti. Sir, I extend a warm welcome to you once again. I express my sincere thanks to you for having spent your valuable time with us today. I also my proud privilege to introduce another jury member of this program, Mohammad Aziz. Mohammad Aziz has done his MSc in chemistry and done his MA, and he joined in Hyderabad Public School as PGT chemistry. After having served for many years, he joined in Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti as PGT Chemistry. Then, in recognition of his services, he has been promoted as Vice Principal. Now he is the coordinator of Navodaya Leadership Institute, Rangareddy District. With this, I once again welcome you all and thank you very much for sparing your valuable time and grace the occasion. I also extend a warm welcome to one and all the press people and the students of neighboring schools, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Master, for your welcome address and for giving information regarding this chief guest of the day and other guests of honor.
Dear friends, parliamentary system of government is not new to India. It has been in practice since time immemorial. There is a reference of it in Ramayana when Janaka Maharaja had given a clarion call to assemble all the ministers during the monsoon days called Varsha Rutu to discuss on the various affairs of the state. We can find out almost same thing during the Pandavas rule under the able administration of Dharmaraya. The great poet Kalidasa had spoken gloriously on parliamentary system in his masterpiece Shakuntala. Later on, this practice of democracy must have been continued. Dear children, India is the 7th largest country geographically and first largest country to accept the parliamentary system of government. Though it is a mammoth task, it has been continued under the eminent leadership of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru down to Dr. Manmohan Singh. Dear friends, hats off to India for this unique quality of democracy. Dear friends, J.V. Rangareddy is proud to host this youth parliament in the year 2006 and again 2009.
We are proud that India is one of the countries in the world to have its glorious written constitution. And we know very well India's constitution is the world's largest written constitution, which is scripted under the able leadership and guidance of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who is considered as the father of this Indian constitution. This document, the Constitution of India, helps us to move this country ahead under the able guidance of the rulers towards peace, prosperity and progress. We, the Indians, have adopted this system, the parliamentary system, from the British parliamentary system. We know very well this British parliament is known in the world as the mother of parliaments. And we have accepted this parliamentary system. It suits a country which is multi-religious, multilingual and multi in all spheres of life. So this constitution has provided us a democratic form of government, and in this democratic form of government we have this parliamentary system where President is the head of this nation and Prime Minister who acts as the real runner of this country. And in this parliamentary system we have to make our own niche, make our own, carve out our own future under the able guidance of these so-called parliamentarians, the member of parliament who run our nation. So we are proud to say that we have made just a beginning to make the future citizens, future parliamentarians of this nation. We are going to put before you the young parliamentarians in our youth parliament who will be guiding the future in the days to come. It's well said, from our ancestors comes our name, but from our virtues comes our honor. It is not the honor that we get from the name of our ancestors, it is from the virtues that we get. And here in Navodaya Vidyalaya, we nourish, we nurture these virtues so that these virtues will make good students of today and good citizens for tomorrow, so that those citizens will take this country towards peace, prosperity and progress. Wishing all the best to our youth parliamentarians and welcoming once again heartily to all the members here, YTs, teachers and the secretary who has come here. I welcome once again you for this youth parliament session. And before this, I request the students of our Vidyalaya and the students who are sitting in the hall to maintain a big drop of silence so that we can start these proceedings of the day. And let's hope and let's wish all the younger and energetic, the members of the Youth Parliament, all the best, and all the best.
Now the proceedings of youth.
Members to take oath or affirmation. Secretary General, please.
Ms. Swapna stands elected from Kama constituency of Andhra Pradesh. Will now take oath or affirmation. You want to take oath or affirmation, please? Ms. Langland, would you like to take the oath?
Now, I, K. Swapna, having been elected a member of the lower house of the Youth Parliament, do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, and that I will faithfully discharge the duty upon which I am about to enter.
Will now take oath or affirmation. Sir, do you want to take oath or affirmation?
I want to take oath.
In which language would you like to take the oath?
Or affirmation. Secretary General, please.
मैं जय अविनाश जो युवा संसद का सदस्य निर्वाचित हुआ हूँ, ईश्वर की शपथ लेकर सत्य निष्ठा से प्रतिज्ञा करता हूँ कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति श्रद्धा रखूंगा, देश की प्रभुसत्ता और एकता बनाया रखूंगा तथा जिस पद को मैं ग्रहण करने वाला उसके कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक निर्वहन करूंगा।
We meet today, it is my sad duty to inform the House of demise of our former colleague, Sri J.L.C. Barrio. Sri J.L.C. Barrio has the eminence of having designated as the Speaker of 12th Lok Sabha and returned support from all quarters as Speaker of 13th Lok Sabha. As Speaker, he contributed extensively in preserving the prestige and dignity of the high office he held. was born on 1st October 1951 when under the 1961 in Yadulaka of Konaseema region in East Godavari. His political career began in 1990 when under TDP he was elected to the lower house of Lok Sabha. As on March 24, 1998, he became the 12th Speaker to the lower house of Lok Sabha. He was the first Dalit leader to be elected to chair the history of Great India. On 22nd October 1998, he became the 13th Speaker of the lower house of Lok Sabha. He worked a lot, contributing his time and energy for the upliftment and the welfare of the downtrodden. On March 3rd, 2002, our country lost a young and dynamic parliamentarian in a helicopter crash in Kaikaluru, West Godavari district, AP. In his memory, an athletic stadium was named after him as Sri GMC Balavi Athletic Stadium, which is in Gachibowli, Hyderabad.
I rise to pay my tributes to GMC Balavi, our former Speaker of Lok Sabha, whose death is deeply mourned by us. Balavi is a person belonging to a regional party for the first time became the Speaker of Lok Sabha. He left an indelible impress of his personality in a short time. He seemed to be fine and in good health, and therefore the shock of his personal was all greater. I would like to extend my deep condolence to his family.
Speaker of the Lok Sabha. I had the privilege to work with Sri Balavi as a colleague. He was a person who, because of his lovable nature, never annoyed anyone. He was always with a smiling face and a very open-hearted person. Madam, we have lost a very good social worker, good speaker, and a public man in him. I would like to associate myself and my party in sending our condolences to the bereaved family.
Silence for a while to express our deep sorrow. On behalf of the House, to the bereaved family.
Mr. Speaker, ma'am, I have pleasure in introducing to you and through you to the House my colleague, the New Minister, Ms. Ramna, the Minister for Agriculture. Mr. Rana, the Minister for Urban Development.
Now, the question hour starts. Question number 101.
What are the steps taken by our government to control gender bias, which is deep-rooted in our society? Ma'am, the segregation in some states of our country is very unfavorable. Why? What's the reason? Still, child marriages, gender preference scanning is being reported from different parts of our country. With regard to this, what steps the government has initiated?
Honorable Minister for Social Justice, please. So that our society is basically patriarchal in nature. Article 14, 15 of the Indian Constitution states that discrimination against women is unconstitutional. Further, Article 15 prohibits discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Article 14 provides the principle of equality before law. Ma'am, there are numerous instances where the girl child is being encouraged to have free education. In some state governments have provided extra incentives for the girl child to pursue education. Ma'am, scanning before the birth to determine the gender of the child is totally prohibited. Action is immediately initiated against the private hospitals with clandestine motives. A majority of ultrasound science centers in the state have ignored the basic rules of Preconception Prenatal Diagnostic Technique Act. In some states like Kerala, females are more than male counterparts. Thank you, ma'am.
Here is the report of standing centers who violated the rules even after hefty penalties. They pay penalty and commit the same mistakes. Unless the core issues like awareness, literacy and dowry are addressed, sex selection will still continue, ma'am. Anti-Hectic Act. There are 25 PCP NDT Act related cases pending in the twin cities of Hyderabad and Secunderabad. Yet, it has been rightly pointed out, our government has already undertaken massive awareness programs about dowry system, literacy, health, hygiene, childcare, etc. are already in place, effectively being monitored by us. Thank you, ma'am. Supplementaries? Even by the educated masses. Even after more than 60 years of independence, we fail miserably towards gender equality in our country. Why is it so? What steps have been taken by the government to improve gender equality in our country? Yes, Minister, please. So promoting and restoring gender equality. Because of gender equality, we have inducted our women into armed forces such as Army, Air Force and also paramilitary forces like Border Security Force guarding the frontiers of our country. Let me remind the friends sitting in the front today that women have taken up important high positions in banking, corporate firms, scientists, doctors, police force, etc. Some of the sportswomen like Saina Nehwal, Sania Mirza and also one of the most important personality, none other than Kiran Bedi. All have made the country proud today. Thank you, ma'am.
No more supplements. Ma'am, the Honorable Minister for Home Affairs is pleased to state. What steps the government has initiated to promote communal harmony in the country? Ma'am, there are sporadic incidents of communal clashes being reported from different parts of the country. Our country being multi-religious, multilingual, multi-regional. How the government will address the issue of accommodating social diversity?
Honorable Minister for Home Affairs, please. On behalf of population, the aspirations of people like language, costumes, music, dance, religion are all taken into consideration by the founding fathers of our constitution. Madam, visionary founders of our constitution have incorporated every component such as faith, belief, worship to promote communal harmony among every segment of class, creed in the country to fulfill their respective regional and individual aspirations. Madam, regarding communal clashes, there are incidents in isolation. To promote national integration, unity in diversity is the paramount importance of our government. The school syllabus depicts to promote varied nature of diversity, gender, religion, caste, language, etc. to imbibe appreciation, mutual respect, tolerance, to promote healthy values, to promote integration among our students. Madam, the seed sown in minds of students will yield better fruits in long run. The schools are nurseries for healthy growth. Thank you, ma'am. Any supplementaries? Yes, Mr. Lakshmi.
Ma'am, the need of the hour is to promote national integration to build strong, united India. What mechanisms the government has in place to stabilize the value system, the degradation of value system which culminates in good values? Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Mr. Lakshmi.
Honorable Speaker, ma'am, I agree with the member that India is a vibrant democracy. We have strong value system based transmitted by our forefathers. There is strong moral value system. Our freedom struggle itself is based on the principle of ahimsa, non-violence, as advocated by the father of nations. Madam, somewhere down the line, the violence depicted in media has made inroads to tarnish the strong value system interwoven among our people. But still, our government tried its best to promote communal harmony by celebrating different festivals, community days are organized. Religious freedom has been inflated by constitutional provisions. Ma'am, we have Amarnath Yatras, Kumbh Mela. Kumbh Mela
high esteem to inculcate virtues like tolerance, harmony, appreciation of cultural ethos, etc. Besides, the Ministry of Tourism promotes Incredible India to appreciate the cultural diversity of respective states and the secular traditions of a country are held in high esteem during these glorious years of amalgamation of past, present, future. For instance, 16th century Albert Einstein by promoting the ethics of it is already told you that you can speak afterwards. Listen to me, ma'am. Be seated. You can speak when you get it done. Let the minister complete a statement first. Let me ask that. Be seated. You can ask afterwards. Minister is talking about be seated. Be seated. Just be seated. Secretary General, it is on the record.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Minister, please. Honorable Speaker, ma'am. For instance, 16th century Albert Einstein by promoting the essence of being line. The watch is drawn from all faiths. And now, in the present age, our government is promoting communal harmony to help us save safely to the new millennium. Thank you, ma'am. Minister is talking about Kumbh Melas, pilgrimage to Mecca and Jerusalem. But how many of our shrines, worship places are being destroyed by fundamental elements operating in the country? The minorities are being targeted every time, leading to communal clashes. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Ms. Ashwini. Honorable Speaker, ma'am. Our minister talks about Akbar of 16th century. But ma'am, how many of us are there in our present society who are responsible for enriching communal harmony? Ma'am, in my own state, Andhra Pradesh, minority are being insecure. Yes, Ms. Kavira?
In my own state of Orissa also, few minority groups are being targeted. Where is the essence of daily life? Ma'am, people are shattered because their houses are burned down. No, ma'am, we wanted assurance from the Minister of Internal Security.
Yes, Minister of State for Home, for internal security, please. Secular credentials of the country are the strong pillars of Indian democracy. Again, I reassure the House, stringent action will be taken against the hooligans and culprits who indulge in violence. State governments have been directed to invoke Gunda Act. Non-bailable warrants will be issued against the culprits. They will be booked and arrested immediately. Internal security is the prime responsibility of our government. Relief camps have been opened to assure the victims. Again, I reassure the House, internal security is the prime responsibility of our government. Thank you. No more supplementaries, please. Now, question number 103, Mr. Shaitan Singh, please.
साथी धन है मच्छर से होने वाली बीमारियों को समाप्त करने में हमारी सरकार पूरी तरह से नाकाम है। पहले डेंगू, चिकनगुनिया, अब H1N1 यानी भयानक करने वाला स्वाइन फ्लू। कुछ वर्ष पहले हमने बर्ड फ्लू के बारे में सुना था, अब स्वाइन फ्लू। अभी कुत्ता फ्लू होगा या बी फ्लू और क्या है? विश्व स्वास्थ्य संगठन ने इन बीमारियों को खतरनाक यानी फैलने वाली बीमारी कहा है। सरकार द्वारा इसकी रोकथाम के लिए कोई सही कदम नहीं उठाए जा रहे हैं।
जवाब दे। अध्यक्ष महोदय, ये सारी बीमारियां विदेशों से आई है, इसलिए इनकी रोकथाम में मुख्य हवाई अड्डों में मेडिकल टीम को अलर्ट किया गया है। रोगग्रस्त मरीजों को विशेष निगरानी में रखकर देखभाल की जा रही है। मीडिया, टीवी, रेडियो और अखबारों के माध्यम से लोगों को जागरूक करने का प्रयत्न हो रहा है। संबंधित टास्क फोर्स या चिकित्सा दल को गांव-गांव में भेजकर बचाव कार्य किया जा रहा है। अस्पतालों में इन रोगियों की पहचान कर विशेष देखभाल की जा रही है ताकि रोग अधिक न फैले।